Welcome to Shine.
Hi.
So one of the things that we love best about Christmas is just being together as a family. And a lot of our family is all across the country. Usually we live right down the street from each other, which is
during
awesome.
baseball season.
But being together as a family is really important to us. And we have some of the strangest traditions that we do over the holidays. And I didn't even know they were strange until I started kind of like telling my friends, and they're like, wait, you still do that at your age? And I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, we realize that it can be a little confusing trying to build your own traditions. Sometimes we don't know what to do, and we just kind of do maybe what our parents did, or we also realize that for some, holidays are painful. I mean, perhaps you've got lonely memories, or perhaps you're in a really difficult time of life right now. Some are just newlyweds and you're trying to figure out what do you want to do that'll be special for your family. So today we want to just take you on a fun ride with traditions. The word tradition actually comes from a Latin word and it means to give over. So today we're just going to give over some traditions that perhaps you'll enjoy and maybe think are silly or fun, but we're excited for you to come along. People love to gather around food and have kind of traditional gatherings, perhaps with a meal or a particular kind of food that you love. And 21 years ago, I was teaching preschool so long back. I remember a parent gave me an adorable cookbook, and we're going to talk about this in our Bright Recommend, so don't worry. Inside this cookbook, I found 3 recipes that I have made every year for 21 years, the exact same Christmas brunch. Matter of fact, one year I tried to change it, and I thought my son was gonna have a seizure and die on that one. He said, no way. One of the main cores of that breakfast is what we call Skier's French toast. And it is so good, friends. What I love about this, and really what I love about all these dishes, is you make them the night before. So when you're opening gifts or enjoying time with your family that morning, all you do is put them in the oven. They're smelling wonderful. They're filling your home with an aroma. And then you take them out and put them on the table. I buy a loaf of bread that's not cut, and I cut it in thick slices, and you make a really yummy homemade syrup that sits at the bottom of this pan. Layer your bread on top, pour an egg mixture on top of that with a little cinnamon, and bake. Oh, it's so good.
Okay, this one is my absolute favorite, isn't it? I always ask you, when are these ready? It's called the overnight egg omelet. And it's not, you don't make it like a traditional omelet, because you do this overnight. All it is simple. It's eggs, seasoned croutons, which sounds weird, but they're so good in there. We use turkey bacon, or you can use real bacon, and then some cheddar cheese. And you can make this either in like a muffin pan or a casserole dish. And then this is always a hit with the kids. It's called quick coffee cake. And it literally is like cake. It is so good. It's like a dessert. Really, really easy. You just use like a cake mix and then instant pudding. Right? Yeah.
Gives it that moistness.
Yeah, I don't know how you make it so moist, but then there's kind of like a glaze over it, which is, and these smell amazing.
It's fun to pass those recipes down, to have a gathering that the kids or that you look forward to each year.
This is the one day we eat it all year.
Yeah, we don't make this.
We don't do it any other day. So in our description box, we're gonna have the link to this cookbook, so you can go get it yourself and make these same recipes. And ooh, yummy. Don't put that in front of my face, I'm gonna eat it. If you have certain recipes that you love, that you make every year, share it with us. Leave us a comment. So one of the traditions we've been doing since I was little, and I still do to this day, our mom makes us do this every Christmas, is in the morning when we wake up, we go into their bedroom and we read a Christmas story. And then what we'll do is we make a train. We're all in a line. She makes us close our eyes and we come walking down the stairs and just build that excitement of going into the living room by the tree and opening our presents. And so that's something we've done forever. And if you haven't noticed, I'm wearing a onesie, and that was something new that we decided to add to our traditions, was everybody was gonna wear a onesie. No matter how old you are, you're wearing a onesie on Christmas morning.
One of the most meaningful traditions that we have in our family is what I call Family Goals Night. And since the kids were young, we've done this, and we usually do it on Christmas Eve, where after we've gone to church service or done whatever we like to do that year, we come back late in the evening and we sit usually around a fire, and we all go around and talk about our goals for the next year. We'll reflect on the year that we've just lived, and then we actually literally say and have prepared goals that we have for ourselves. Sometimes the reflections can be to really draw closer to God that year, and then ways that we want to do that. And sometimes it may be an actual tangible goal. What we've become accustomed to doing is writing them out, and then we save these for each other, and we pray for each other. We pray each other's goals all year long.
I'm going to recommend this great cookbook. It's by Gooseberry Patch, and you might have heard us recommend them before. They're awesome. It's called Welcome Home for the Holidays. And not only do they have just great recipes in here, but they also have homemade gifts that you can give to your family members. Christmas potpourri. I mean, I have no idea how to make potpourri, but you can learn. And then also favorite memories and traditions. Watching your favorite Christmas movies is something this woman's saying. Just really, really fun kind of stories in here and ways to make your Christmas even more special.
One of the things I like to recommend is that you really set up books and stories as a tradition in your family. We have this book called Christmas by the Hearth. It's a compilation of stories from some of the best writers you've ever read, and even just the night before Christmas. We love these stories. They're a part of our culture, and I love to read them to the kids, and every year pull them out and get excited to get to read them again. In the Christmas story, there's a line in the Gospel of Luke. I think Luke tells the story the best. It thrills me. After the story talks about how Mary gave birth and wrapped her son in just swatches of material and laid him in a food trough, a manger. The shepherds came and they had heard the good news on the mountains while they were tending their sheep, and they all just descended down to where Mary was and where baby Jesus was, and Joseph. And after they explained to her everything they had heard on that mountaintop, there's a simple line that says this. I love that. Oh. She was a treasurer, a ponderer of the great things that were happening in her life. Mary treasured up these things, pondering them in her heart. My favorite children's book is called Mary's Treasure Box, and it talks about Mary saving a handful of straw, perhaps from where Jesus was born, into a treasure box that she would often go back to throughout her life and look at, remembering the things that happened that night, and being a ponderer of those amazing things that she held so dear. Traditions can help us ponder what's most important to us. Sometimes they're just fun, but they can also be very meaningful.
Sometimes it can be really hard when you're alone to have traditions for yourself or ones that you want to start, but it can be kind of tempting to say, well, oh, it's just me, or I'm a single mom. It's just me and my kids. What does it matter if I do this? But it's not just me. It's actually me and God. And just to be able to enjoy Him and to have traditions that can make me closer to God. I think that's what traditions are for, to bring you closer and to treasure and ponder that love. What I've been pondering is ways to serve. Make that part of our tradition of Christmas, especially if our kids can learn to give a gift to another child that doesn't get one. That's like a huge lesson right there, and what a great tradition to do every year.
Friends, traditions are really the footprint of your personality, of your hopes, your dreams. So enjoy that. Make some new traditions, make it special, make it fun for you, and enjoy this Christmas when we celebrate the birth of Jesus. That's the greatest tradition that I think we'll ever have.
Thanks for joining us for Shine. Each week we have brand new episodes, so you're not going to want to miss any. Go ahead and click the subscribe button below, and you'll get your next episode.
We'd love to stay connected with you, so follow us on all of our social media by clicking any of the links you see here. And if there's a topic you'd like us to cover on Shine, just leave us a comment below.
Okay, guys, till next week.
Don't forget to shine!